I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay.
You gotta eat.
Okay.
State of Michigan, 36th District Court is now assessed with the Honorable Christina B. Kennedy. Your proceedings, there should be no driving, smoking, eating, drinking, sleeping, or laying down. Do not start your video or mute your device unless the court instructs you to do so. And if there's anything that you need to do that you don't want the rest of the world to see, please walk away from the camera quietly. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Judge Christina V. Kennedy, and I will preside over the docket for courtroom 433 this afternoon. Let's see, we have a very short docket, and I'm going to call all of the docket at one time. Before I get started, though, I want to reiterate Officer Wallace's instruction that if there is anything that you don't want the rest of the world to see you doing, you make sure you turn your camera off or completely step away from your device before you do it. We are streaming these proceedings live over YouTube. That means that anybody in the world can join us and watch these proceedings. So if you need to do something like change your clothes or use the restroom, please make sure you turn your camera off or just completely walk away from it, just to prevent any embarrassment, okay? As I stated, we have a short docket. I'm about to call all of the cases on the 130 docket at one time. Please listen out for your name, case number, or address, but please do not say anything until I have called all of the cases, and I will let you know when I'm done. Once I'm done calling all of the cases, I will give you some information that you will need to write down, and then I will ask for the plaintiff's counsel or the plaintiffs to either place your appearance or your name on the record, and then I'll do the same thing for the defendants. At that time, please turn on your camera if it's not already turned on, unmute your device, and state your name. And if you called in on a telephone, meaning you actually dialed a phone number to get into this Zoom session, you unmute by dialing *6, okay? Can you all hear me, by the way? I always have to check. Give me a thumbs up if so. All right, thank you. All right, now calling case number 24347-950, Landmark Property Management Group versus Jarrell Jackson, Kenya Lockhart, Natasha Bailey, and all other occupants of 17131 Appeline Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24347-952, Landmark Property Management Group versus Leroy Chapman and all other occupants of 20108 Biltmore Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24347-953, Landmark Property Management Group versus Melody Griggs, Diamond Brown, and all other occupants of 18947 Runyon Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24347-954, Landmark Property Management Group versus Monique Montgomery and all other occupants of 9585 Robson Street in the city of Detroit. Also calling case number 24347-955, Landmark Property Management Group versus Karima Regular and all other occupants of 17620 Lenore Street in the city of Detroit. And finally, calling case number 24347-996, Bogdan Trzgowski versus Catherine Davis. This is for property located at 18657 Binder Street, apartment 1 in the city of Detroit. These matters are before the court on complaints for non-payment of rent. Today is the time and date scheduled for a first hearing on all of the matters that I just called. Pursuant to Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2020-17, all first hearings are to be adjourned. Therefore, these matters will be adjourned to a new date. Ladies and gentlemen, please write this information down. The court will next call these matters on July 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Again, that is July 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. On July 19th, there will not be a Zoom hearing the hearings will be conducted in person. And so you all need to come down to court, 36th District Court in person. 36th District Court is located at 421 Madison in downtown Detroit. I am in courtroom 433. And so you need to come to courtroom 433 again on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. Madam Clerk just typed the information about the next court date into the Zoom chat. So if you are logged into this session today via a tablet or a smartphone, you should be able to go into the Zoom chat and see the information. You can screenshot it if you'd like, or write it down. The court is going to mail notice, but in case those notices to appear get lost, I do like to make sure everybody has the information about the next court date. Plaintiffs, on the next court date, you need to bring to court with you, if you have not already filed the following documents, please make sure you bring them to court. I need a copy of the deed, a copy of the lease agreement, if rent is at issue, and I believe rent is at issue in all of these cases that I've called today. I need a copy of the most up-to-date rental ledger. I need a completed proof of service, and if there's a property management agreement in place, I need a copy of the property management agreement. Plaintiffs, if you do not file those documents by the next court date or bring them to court with you on the next court date, then your case can be dismissed. Defendants, if you have any evidence that supports your defense, please make sure you reduce it to paper and bring it with you to court on the next court date of July 19th. Specifically, I'm speaking of photographs or payment receipts. Please don't bring your phone in here and ask me to scroll through the phone to look at your evidence. I don't feel comfortable with people looking through my phone, and so I don't like looking through other people's phones. And plus, I can't put your phone in the file as evidence. And so if you have evidence, I need you to put it to paper and bring it to court on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. Defendants, you have the right to be represented by an attorney if you so choose. You can either hire your own attorney or you can speak to the agency attorneys that are logged into this Zoom session today. They are here to speak to you, the defendant tenants, to provide you with legal advice for the day, with the potential of them taking on your case to represent you throughout the close of these proceedings, and that will be free of charge to you. At the end of your hearing today, I will ask that you be transferred into a breakout room. If you are logged in via a smartphone or a tablet, you will receive a prompt come across your screen. Please tap the prompt. It is going to take you into the breakout room. If you dialed in, you do not have to worry about receiving a prompt. You don't have to do anything. Your transfer will be automatic. Either way, once you get into the breakout room, you will be in there by yourself, and you will not be able to hear or see what's going on in this main session. And we in the main session will not be able to hear or see what's going on with you in the breakout room. That is so that you can have a private conversation with the agency attorneys. I ask that you have patience. You may have to sit there for a few minutes before the agency attorney comes into the breakout room. They are making their way into the breakout rooms one by one, but everyone will be seen by an attorney today. Once you get into the breakout room, please do not raise your hand, start pressing buttons, or come back out into the main session unprompted. That will only slow me down. Again, please have patience. Everybody will be seen by an attorney today. Once you are done speaking to the agency attorney defendants, you are free to log off, but please make sure you come back to court on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. to courtroom 433. Remember, that is in person. Defendants, if you do not come to court on July 19th at 8:30 a.m., a default judgment will be entered against you. And plaintiffs, if you don't come to court on July 19th at 8:30, your case will be dismissed. So everybody, please make sure you come to court on the next court date. All right, with all of that being said, for matters ending in 950, 952, 953, 954, and 955, can I have plaintiff's counsel place your appearance on the record?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Abbott, appearing for plaintiff P26085.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you, Attorney Abbott. For matter ending in 950 is Jarrell Jackson, Kenya Lockhart, Natasha Bailey, or any occupant of 17131 Appeline Street present?
Yes, Natasha Bailey is.
Good afternoon to you, Ms. Bailey.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. You are the defendant on this complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
I have not. I haven't
Okay.
seen it as of yet, no.
Okay, so if you go into your Zoom session, you can see it and screenshot it if you'd like. Otherwise, you can write it down. The next court date is going to be July 19th at 8:30 a.m. in person down at the 36th District Court. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so like I said, the court is going to mail a notice to appear, but I just like to make sure people have the date in case the notices get lost. All right, so we'll see you on July 19th at 8:30. Can I have someone transfer Natasha Bailey? Ms. Bailey, just tap the prompt. It'll take you into the breakout room. Have a good weekend. That concludes the matter ending in 0. Thank you. For matter ending in 952 is Leroy Chapman, or any occupant of 20108 Biltmore Street present.
No checking.
Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant failed to appear on this case. Attorney Abbott, there is no proof of service in the file. Was the defendant served?
Yes, it was posted on June 3rd.
June 3rd?
That's correct.
Okay, I will make a note of it in my file. The court will rely on your representation as an officer of the court that the defendant was served, and will proceed with the first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. This matter will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433. The court will mail notice. As with all of the cases today, if the defendant logs in before we end our Zoom session today, then the defendant will have an opportunity to speak to an agency attorney. That concludes the matter ending in 952. For matter ending in 953 is Melody Griggs, Diamond Brown, or any occupant of 18947 Runyon Street present.
No checking.
Madam Clerk has indicated that the defendant failed to appear on this case. Attorney Abbott, I do not have a proof of service. Was this defendant served?
It was posted on June 3rd by Myron Bell.
Okay, I will make a note of it in the file. Based on your representation as an officer of the court will proceed with this first hearing on this complaint for non-payment of rent. This matter will be adjourned to a subsequent hearing to take place on July 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in person in courtroom 433. The court will mail notice. That concludes the matter ending in 953. For matter ending in 954 is Monique Montgomery, or any occupant of 9585 Robson Street present.
Yes,
Please, good afternoon. Please state your name.
Monique Montgomery.
Ms. Montgomery, you are the defendant on this complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes,
Okay, well, we will see you on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. in person. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Montgomery into a breakout room? Ms. Montgomery, please follow the prompt when it comes across your screen. Have a good weekend. That concludes the matter ending in 954. Matter ending in 955 is Karima Regular, or any occupant of 17620 Lenore Street present.
yes.
Good afternoon. Please state your name.
No, Karima Regular.
Ms. Regular, you are the defendant on a complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you get the information about the next court date?
Yes,
Okay, we'll see you on the 19th of July at 8:30 a.m. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Regular into a breakout room? Ms. Regular, follow the prompt. Please have a good weekend.
you too.
Thank you. That concludes the matter ending in 955. I believe that's it for you, Attorney Abbott. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, same to your honor.
Thank you. For matter ending in 996 is Bogdan Truskowski present.
Michael Data P86036 appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon to you, Attorney Denna. Let's see here. Is Catherine Davis present?
Yes,
Please state your name for the court reporter.
Catherine Davis.
All right, Ms. Davis, good afternoon. You are the defendant on this complaint for non-payment of rent. Did you hear the information about the next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, we'll see you on July 19th at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 433. Can I have someone transfer Ms. Davis into a breakout room? That concludes the matter ending in 996. Thank you. Have a good day, Ms. Davis. Thank you, Attorney Denner.
Good weekend, Your Honor. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. All right, that concludes the docket for courtroom 433 for this Friday, June 7th. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. Thank you to my court staff, to the agency attorneys, the litigants, as well as the plaintiff's attorneys. We are adjourned. Everyone have a good weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend. And thank you to your